Welcome to the Making a Major Decision recorded workshop. In this video, we'll talk about the process by which you can start to make a decision about what major to declare, or if you're changing your major, what major to change to. I really want to emphasize that it is a process. It isn't something that, by the end of this workshop, you'll know what major to decide. But we're hoping that by the end of this, you will have the tools and the resources that you need to be able to start that process. So for this workshop recording, our agenda is an activity where we will be going over some facts and myths related to major choice. Then we'll be covering the major planning process and exploring some of the Career Center resources that you can use for major exploration so that you can make an informed decision as it relates to your major. So by the end of this workshop, we hope that you'll be able to identify resources that we provide that will help you decide on your college major. Understand the factors that play into what major or majors might be right for you and your career ambitions. And debunk myths that your major automatically equals what careers you can choose from. At the bottom, we have our NACE career readiness competencies that are associated with this workshop and the major decision-making process. So first we have leadership. So just the fact that you are here taking the initiative, and we hope that you will continue to do so to understand yourself so that you can make this decision for your education and career. That in and of itself showcases leadership. Next, we have critical thinking. So in order to make an informed decision, you have to look for information, acquire it, and then think through this information critically to solve this problem of what major should I declare or what major should I change to. In addition, you're also assessing the different supports that you have available to you and the different resources and how those can also play into your decision-making process. Lastly, we have career and self-development. So considering different major options will involve considering different career options. Here we have our full list of the NACE career readiness competencies. So NACE stands for National Association of Colleges and Employers. Numerous college career centers and employers are members of this organization, and they have come together to agree upon this set of competencies that they believe broadly prepare college graduates for a successful transition into the workplace. And the great thing about these competencies is that you can acquire them in so many different ways and settings. So we hope that, continuing to engage in our services, getting involved on campus or off campus, you will start developing these different competencies so that you can make that successful transition into the workplace upon graduation. So now we'll be starting with the fact and myth activity. I hope that you will pause each statement and think about whether you think it's a fact or a myth before proceeding and seeing the answer. So the statement is, the majority of students find themselves in a career field related to their major. Do you think this is a fact or a myth? This is actually a myth. So this is a myth. According to data from Career Builder, which is a national survey conducted by Harris Interactive, the survey found that 47% of college-educated workers reported not working in the field of their major for their first job out of college. Furthermore, the US Census Bureau also found that 72% of those who have a bachelor's degree in STEM were not employed in STEM occupations during the period of 2013 to 2015. However, there was a sharp decline in hiring during this time for STEM occupations and organizations. So that definitely played a role in this number. But, regardless, there is, because you declare a major, it does not dictate what your career will be. That is really the main point of the slide, and I hope if you take anything away from this presentation, it's that your major does not equal your career. You can also, that first job that you get out of college is most likely not going to be the last job that you will ever have before you retire. So your career trajectory will probably be more of like a spiral as opposed to something very linear or static. So 80% of students change their major at least once, and the data shows that students who made a final decision by the end of their second year were still able to graduate in 4 years. Major exploration can lead to a knowledge of all of the options and identifying a major that fits interests and skills. Actually, if you rush into making the decision, it's more likely that you'll be changing your major multiple times, and that might lead you to not graduate in 4 years. So we think that ultimately it's best to take your time to do the exploration so that you can make an informed decision by the end of your sophomore year, and you'll still be on track to graduate. So this is our career decision-making model that we use when students are interested in exploring careers. I think that it's also very applicable when it comes to exploring majors and deciding on a major to declare. While it's not indicated here, I think the first step in proceeding with the career, or maybe we can call it the major decision-making model for this workshop, is knowing yourself. By understanding and identifying your VIPs, or values, interests, personality type, and skills and strengths, you can use that knowledge to inform you as you proceed into exploring major options and maybe taking action, so declaring your major and taking courses. And it's important to note here that all of the different sections of the major decision-making model point in both directions. So it's possible that while you're exploring, you might find that maybe a major you thought would be a good fit for you turns out not to be. And it's totally okay to go back to the drawing board, so to speak, and look at other options to consider. So as I mentioned in the previous slide, knowing yourself is the first step in making a career or major decision because it involves understanding and identifying your values, skills, interests, and personality type. These are all things that can inform us in choosing a major that is a good fit for us. So now we're going to practice and do a little exercise with a student named Jonathan. In this exercise, we'll be taking information based on what Jonathan has identified as their values, interests, personality, and skills, and use that information to consider possible majors for Jonathan to explore. Under personality, Jonathan has listed creative and persuasive. Jonathan's interests are travel and health. Skills include leadership and public speaking, and some of Jonathan's values are continual learning, helping others, and collaboration. So if you can take a moment to pause and take this information to generate some potential majors that Jonathan might consider based on Jonathan's VIPs. And there's really no right or wrong answer when it comes to this exercise. So hopefully by this time you've considered some possible majors for Jonathan. Some ideas based on this information might be political science / international affairs or pre-med, but there's a wide variety of different options that you could probably generate just based on the information on this slide. So now I'd like you to apply the same activity and do a quick self-assessment of yourself, of your values, interests, personality, and skills. Feel free to pause this slide and take a look at the different components and read the description for each of them to kind of help guide you through thinking about these different components. Another way to kind of conceptualize this is if you think of all of the skills, experiences, and perspectives that you have, kind of think of how you bring all of these together and present it to, a potential employer, maybe an on-campus job or student organization. Think of it all coming together in one gift box. So think about not trying to sell yourself short, and only thinking of, your major and degree that you're pursuing or that you plan to pursue when approaching this gift box, because that's just one component of it. You have so much more to offer in addition to that. That's just one piece. You also have the skills and the experiences and your unique background and perspectives that you offer. So we'll be going through each of these different components in the next few slides. So first is that major or degree, which is only one part of this entire gift box. In this example, we're going to say it's the left-hand corner. Can you brainstorm some other experiences that might fit in this gift box? And think about what else you have to offer and what else can be included in this entire package. So if we look at this example of a fake student named Terabyte, who has or is pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, if we take a look at what other skills and strengths and experiences this student has, you can see how they can kind of fill up the rest of the gift box into one entire package. So we have the volunteer experiences showing that this individual is service-oriented. We have the ability to learn independently, and there's different accomplishments, different things that they've learned independently, personal strengths, and skills that they have. So their ability to make connections, being adaptable, communication piece as well. So all of these things together comprise a complete package that you are bringing to a workplace, that you're bringing to an organization in the future. So the major, again, is just one piece of that. So your major, again, the point that we're trying to drive home here is your major doesn't dictate the career path that you're going to be taking, because it's just, again, one component of this entire package. In addition to the self-assessment that we did on the previous slides, we also have some assessment tools available through the UCR Career Center. So these include the Strong Interest Inventory and the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. The first of these two kind of go hand in hand. The first is, as it sounds, you're learning about what are some of your interests and how these can relate to a career. Then we have the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, which you might have heard of. It also is known as the MBTI. This is it assesses for a sense of your personality as it relates to work. So it might recommend certain work environments and occupations that are associated with these work environments that might be a good fit for you. Then we have the Focus 2, which is an assessment that we recommend to first and second year students because of how it assesses for your VIPs, and then it uses the assessment's knowledge to not only suggest potential career options, but also relate them to majors at UCR. So this one I would highly recommend to take. You don't need to meet with a career specialist in order to take it like you have to with the Strong or the MBTI and even Career Leader. The Focus 2 is available on Handshake for you, so you can access it at your convenience. And I would recommend, though, that once you've completed the Focus 2, that you make an appointment with your career specialist to go over the results in more detail. Then we have Career Leader. It's the only one that you have to pay for out of the assessments that we provide at the Career Center, and this one is more about learning your leadership style. So as I mentioned, the Focus 2 is available on Handshake. So when you click on Handshake, click on the Career Center tab in the top right corner, click on Resources, and scroll down until you find the Focus 2. You'll have to register for an account with them, but it's free to you as long as you use the access code that is found on Handshake. So this is what it looks like when you first log in. If it is your first time using Focus 2, then please create your account by clicking on the register button, which is circled in red below. There are 5 assessments that you'll take on the Focus 2, one each for values, interests, personality, and skills, and there's even one for leisure as well. When you complete each assessment, it'll give you a breakdown of your results. So here we have some details about this person's personality type based on the answers that they selected. So it says you focus your attention on the exploration of new ideas that can lead to improvements that can benefit people. Your approach to new projects is to be open-minded, flexible, and committed to project goals, and so on and so forth. Then it gives you an application of these things and how they might relate to different careers. So people with your personality type are attracted to occupations that can make a contribution to society, help other people, and improve the knowledge and the well-being of others. Examples of such occupations are found in the fields of teaching, counseling, health sciences, literature, art, and psychology. If you click on continue from this screen on the previous slide, it'll take you to where you can find occupations that match your results. So things like academic advisor or actor and actress. Then it'll take some of the majors and programs at UCR that kind of relate to those occupations. But remember that your major doesn't dictate your career, as the Focus 2, especially the previous slide, might have indicated. According to LinkedIn profiles, UCR alum work in a variety of different industries and job functions. So people in computer science have gone into arts and design, and people in psychology have gone into information technology. So I would encourage you to look at UCR alumni on LinkedIn and find people who have graduated with the same major that you are declaring or you're interested in, or maybe you're second guessing, and see what they've done with their degrees. Your major might surprise you. So now that we've gone from knowing ourselves to going into more of the exploration phase, in addition to looking at alum on LinkedIn, consider talking to academic advisors, faculty, upperclassmen, classmates or peers in student organizations, graduate students, alumni, as I indicated, on LinkedIn, and our career specialists at the Career Center. Look for ways that you can combine your interests as well through your choice of majors and minors and areas of concentration. But also think about the skills and experiences that you would like to gain to complement your major. As we've been mentioning, your major doesn't dictate your career, but it's what you do with your major in terms of the skills and experiences that you gather that will kind of lead you along your non-linear career path. So some other resources that you can use to help you in your exploration beyond what we've already covered. The first is the course catalog. So pages 6 and 7 is where you can view the list of the majors that we offer at UCR. Next is what can I do with this major? I would actually recommend that you search for that on our website, careers.ucr.edu. You usually have to go through the link on our website in order for it to allow you to freely explore the entire site. And this does exactly what it says. So you can select from a wide number of different majors, some of which we don't even have at UCR, but you can select from these and it'll present you a web page and also a PDF version where you can take a look at the different fields, employers, and strategies that you can use to get to these different goals that you might have. Or if you're curious about something else, you can conduct more research using some of the resources that we have below. One of which is LinkedIn, the Find Alumni tool. So you can access this by going to the UCR page on LinkedIn. Currently, it is housed under the More button. So when you go to the UCR page, click on More, and then you can click on Alumni. Then you can start to filter alumni by their major is one option, and you don't have to do it that way, but you know, if you're thinking about what are some options that I could do with this major that I'm thinking about, you can search by their major and see all of the different possibilities that you can pursue potentially with a degree in this major. Furthermore, you can also go to ONET. So if you're doing your research, you're interested in a particular career path, but you don't know how to get there, you can start with the career and click or search for it, and then it'll start to show you, you know, what are some of the skills that you need, what level of education it is that you need. You can also go to the Occupational Outlook Handbook, which is run by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. And you can search for these different occupations, and there's a specific tab on each occupation website, which is like, it says how to become one. And you click on that, and it'll tell you a little bit more information about the type of degree or education that you need in order to pursue this career path. They also have a page on their website called Field of Degree. So if you go to this particular part of their website, you can search by different degrees, such as engineering or biology, psychology, and it will break down for you, kind of like what we were talking about before. After people graduate, what kinds of fields do they go into afterwards? And I believe they have data currently for 2018, so it's a little bit more recent. So you might be able to get a better idea or something that's slightly closer to the current reality, and you can kind of compare and see what it is that people are doing after graduation with specific degrees. So that's all the content that we have prepared for you for this workshop. This is really designed to help you get into the practice of thinking about yourself, your VIPs, and how this might relate to a major and a career. Remember, it is not your major that dictates your career path, and like I said earlier on in our presentation, your career path may be non-linear, so it's okay if you think you want to pursue one thing and then maybe 10 years from now you decide that there's something else that you want to do. People change and people like different things at different stages in their life. So I think there's a statistic that says that people change their jobs 6 to 7 times in their life right now. So do not feel like this is a decision that you're going to have the consequences for the rest of your life. It's possible that you might find yourself being interested in something else later on, and that's totally okay. That is normal. But in the meantime, if you have any questions or need assistance with deciding your major right now, please reach out to us and we'd be happy to support you.